So I'm here with Eimear Driven Darcy. One name that I can actually say with relative ease, a lot of the names that I've been coming across and speaking to has been hard for me to pronounce. So it's very good to have you on. You're one of the people who always come back to me in those interviews, so I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. How are you feeling? We're just 6 days out from the fight. So for context for anyone watching, this is recorded on a Sunday. So when it be brought out, just keep that in mind. How are you leading into the fight weekend? Thanks for your time.
No worries, and thanks so much for having me on. Yeah, feeling really good. Finished up training, any kind of intense training yesterday. So yeah, just looking after the weight and keep the body kind of moving next week. And yeah, just feeling good.
And obviously, you talk about the weight cut, and I think I can't remember the girl's name, but you've got someone on board. Do you want to talk about, is it the fight dietitian? Is that?
Yeah, so it's Lauren Nash. She's deadly. She's based over in Australia. So she's been my nutritionist for maybe nearly like 2 years now. So yeah, she's just great. The reason why I went with her was because she like adopts a really healthy, well, as healthy as an approach as you can to kind of cutting weight, and making sure that you are listening to your body and making sure that you're eating foods that you actually enjoy, but also making weight at the same time. So yeah, she's great.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand. I've seen the process of a weight cut, and it's not a nice thing to do. I wouldn't assume you would have a huge amount. This guy was cutting like 7 kilos overnight. It was crazy, but
Yeah, I'd have like I would cut a bit, yeah. Like and for especially when I first started, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So like that, I was just staying in the bath and not doing any towels and like cutting like 5, 6 kilos just in the bath. Yeah, it's just well, now that I have somebody that can actually help me and knows what to do, and yeah, it makes such a difference.
obviously, because that relieves a lot of stress off your side, because like that, you don't know what you're doing. You're constantly trying to then figure out, probably research stuff. Do you think that has taken a relief off your shoulder and you can concentrate more on the fighting side, knowing that, or the training and game planning, as opposed to having that to worry about as well? Because like I said, when you don't know what you're doing, you're constantly stressing. Is this right? Is that right? Has that alleviated a lot of pressure off you just to concentrate on fighting and training and improving?
Yeah, I just know that the plan is gonna work because it's like I followed it, I trust her, I know that I've done it before. And you still like you still get super paranoid when you're cutting weight, even though it's worked before, because yeah, I just get paranoid about it. But it always works out and it's fine. I always make weight and refuel properly and it works out grand. But it does, knowing that you've done it and it works, it does take that little bit of stress off, even if you have like fluctuations, which is totally normal as well. You're able to just remind yourself that this is just the nature of cutting weight.
Yeah, it's not a nice process. I obviously don't do it, and no one can see me here, but I don't obviously don't cut weight, and I probably won't ever. I'd like to do it to see what the experience is like, so I can kind of get into the mindset of it. But it's something I won't do just yet. But you've got Cage Warriors, obviously, fantastic show. You're going to be fighting on again. Talk to us what it's like performing on Cage Warriors on a Dublin show. You're from Dublin. There isn't as many big shows that come here now because obviously Bellator have kind of moved out of the market. PFL have taken over. They done Belfast. But Cage Warriors does at least two shows here. What's it like
Mm.
fighting on Cage Warriors and fighting in Dublin, especially for someone from Dublin?
Yeah, it's just really, really special. It's deadly. It's such a nice feeling. It's like so close to home. As in like literally I don't have to really go anywhere. Like it's so close. Whereas normally I would have been fighting up north for amateur. K1 shows are like down the country and stuff. And then obviously we had arena and stuff, which is in the rec, which is literally around the corner. So that was great. But it's really special. The crowd is amazing. Having my family there, having my friends there, having Ryan and his family there. It's a really special night.
You know, it is. The Dublin nights are always special nights. As you progress in your career, I would say cherish these moments now because obviously as you progress in your career, you're going to be going to different places, which is something to look forward to. And a lot of fighters, when they come to the end, they said they'd love one more show kind of back in Dublin. So
Mm,
while you have them,
yeah.
enjoy them. But you're coming off the back of a loss. You're someone that we all highly touted within the country, myself, Al Triangle, a lot of the media members and a lot of the fighters. You'd started really well. When that loss came, how did it come about for you in the fight? How did you find it? And did it have any effect mentally on you after? And what are you doing going forwards to correct what happened?
So I suppose like in the fight, I was mainly just thinking of a knockout. And I didn't really see what was actually I couldn't fully see what was in front of me, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't see that I didn't feel like I was dominating the round. I didn't feel like I was doing any damage. Like, I just wasn't able to like see clearly. I don't know, my brain was just a little bit foggy. All I was thinking about was a knockout, and um I've never gone into a fight thinking that way before. And those things have just happened because I've just followed the plan, and that's what's happened from it. So yeah, that was more like what was happening in the fight. But then obviously afterwards, then the loss of it, I was just felt really sad after. Yeah, it wasn't a nice feeling. I'd obviously lost before, and I felt sad after that as well. I knew the feeling would go, but it still doesn't make it any easier. So yeah, I just felt this feeling of sadness is all I could explain it as, and it felt like that for a couple of weeks. Felt sad in training sometimes, but the main thing that I kind of did to move on from that was just move on from that, go to training, not do anything differently. I don't do anything different whether I win or I lose. If I win, I'm at training. If I lose, I'm at training. So like that's just, you just have to go to training. Is the way that I kind of like talk to myself about it. And then obviously speaking to Oisin about it, and then us making a plan going forward and figuring out what was going on there and what I needed to work on, and yeah, planning for the future. So yeah, there wasn't too much like, dwelling on it or focusing on it. We focused on the important parts of it, and then we put the plan in place to fix the things that need to be fixed.
Yeah, and I like that. Like when you win, you're in training. When you lose, you're in training. I think obviously you should have that maybe 24 hours to kind of feel sorry for yourself, dwell on it. But then it's like anything else. That winning feeling doesn't last forever either. So, and you're back in
Mm,
training to get on to the
no.
next one. And I think it should be the same like that. Like you're a perfect example. It's the same going forward. Um, you've got the fight coming up. Like Oisin is great mind. I told you before, I spent 20 minutes talking to him in the Burger King, and my son's like, come on, let's go, Dad. While he was sitting over there with his friend, I was like, no, no, 5 more minutes. But with the fight coming up, does he do a lot of your game planning, or do you look into the fight yourself, or what way does that work?
No, he does everything for me. No. Yeah, no, Oisin does everything for me. He just like, he's the coach. He does the game plan. He'll like talk to me about what's going on, talk to me about the plan, and yeah, I just trust his judgment for everything. So I just didn't follow the plan. In like, there was a plan, a very good plan. I just didn't follow the plan in the last fight. And if I had to follow the plan correctly, then it would have been a different outcome. But that was me. So yeah, he would game plan for every fight, and I just listen and will follow the plan.
Yeah, because when I watched that fight, I looked and I was like, that doesn't look like the Eimear. Because I've seen you in person, I've seen you on TV, and I was like, that doesn't look like the Eimear that I've seen, and that you like that. It looked like you were trying too hard to get the
Mm,
knockout, and I was like, that just doesn't seem like her. Usually, you're very precise, very powerful. Like I've heard those body shots when I've been cage side. I've heard those. So when you
mm,
go high, low, and I was like,
yeah.
it just doesn't seem to be with her. But in talking about kind of fighting and all in general, I've noticed obviously Mel's gonna be running a show the same night as Cage Wars as well. And I don't know if you've seen kind of what she's done with the female sparring day and stuff like that. What do you make of
Mm,
the kind of rise of female sport or competitors in Ireland? And you've actually been mentioned by a couple of people that I've interviewed that they look at you as an inspiration. So how do you feel about this female scene, and how does it feel that someone calls you an inspiration as well?
I think that's it's lovely. It's really nice to hear. And yeah, it's just really nice. I think the female scene is grown, which is deadly. And I know, like I've said before, I never struggled to get any matches, to anything like that. And I was really lucky because more I just wanted to get as much experience as I could, and I trusted that anybody that Oisin had said yes to, or that we'd said yes to, that it was he like that I was more than capable of fighting them. But I understand that maybe, even though the girls that would have been fighting would have had like a lot more experience than me, I understand that that's not the same for everybody. Whereas, like, now, if there's this rise of people coming through now, everybody is matched with similar experience and stuff. So that way, them getting fights and wanting to compete will hopefully be easier, because there won't be people with massive records, and maybe they're a little bit conscious of that, or whatever it is, that it just gives people more opportunities because there's more people. So yeah, I think it's really cool. And also it's like, not everybody has females in their gym, so these sparring days are really, really important, because you get to move with bodies that you never would have moved with before. You get to move with people the same size as you, similar strength. So yeah, it's deadly. Mel's doing a great job.
Yeah, no, and she done a really smart thing when she done the sparring day. She got everyone's details, whether it was weight records and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden she's got her own show put together. So she
Yeah.
approached it, but like that, and obviously she'd be willing to share and help the scene, and I think it's
Mm,
just grown massively. The likes of Shauna, in the UFC as well helps a lot. Danny McCormick, what she's done as well, yourself in
yeah.
Cage Warriors. I think it's just growing and growing and getting better, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. But with Saturday going ahead, like when you walk out to the crowd, explain what it's like to walk out to a Dublin crowd, your hometown. What's that feeling like? Like what goes through your head as you're walking out, or are you laser focused?
I'm not really thinking when I'm walking out. I just want to get there. I feel like, and I do be like proper speed walking up to the cage as well. Like, I just want to get there. I've waited like how many months to fight, um, and I just all I want to do is get into the cage. So I'm not really thinking about anything else that's around me. I'm just thinking of getting to the cage and getting in there and doing the thing that I want to do. But before that, when I walk into the RDS, before anybody's there or anything like that, I take a moment and I'm like, wow, this is really, really cool. This is very special. And I'll really appreciate like what it is that's about to happen.
I say it's a mad feeling from going to watch shows in places like that to walking in the back as a fighter. Does that feel surreal when you do it for the first time?
Oh yeah, sure. My fight last year, I think I said before, when I walked in, I was like, "This is mad." And then when I got into the cage, I'd never had a camera on me before like that, so I didn't like. And then the camera was on me, and then I could see myself in the screen. But then I was like looking at myself in the screen. Then I realized that everybody could see me looking at myself in the screen, and I was like, "Stop looking at yourself." So I was like, "Oh, this is mad." And then I was like, once the fight starts, that's it. My brain is just like switched on. But yeah, it is. It's very surreal. It's not like, every day you just get into a cage and you just fight. So yeah.
Yeah, it's less than 1% of the population, I believe, that does it. It's like 0.00 something. So you and the other girls and the other gentlemen as well are one of a kind. And there was something I want to see because I've noticed wanting to ask. I've noticed over the past couple of months I've seen there's a nice triangle training partners. You have yourself, Kiya, and Shauna. Talk to us about how that started and how it's going. Because you look at Shauna's in the UFC. Kiya is someone who years ago was even predicted to be a star, and especially since she's come
Mm.
back to fighting there recently. How did that come about, and how is it going, and what's it like training with two people like that?
Oh, it's great training with the girls. So I would have started training with Shauna a few years ago. I would have just gone out to Holohan's to spar one of the nights, and then I would have met Shauna there, and then we started training together. And then I know Kaya would have trained with Shauna as well. And then Alex and CMAC, they would have came down to us before on compound. So Kiya wasn't there, but then I would have trained with her a different time. And then the three of us just all ended up training together on the Fridays. And then during the summer, we like last summer, then I was a bit more flexible with work in the summertime. So we were able to train regularly together during the summer last year, and then we did the same this year. So whenever we kind of can, we'll all just train together as much as we can. So yeah, and then that was it. We just trained. It's great.
Yeah, it's good to see that, and I think the female community within MMA is very tight because there isn't as many of you as the men, and you do see that even with the men cross training with people you fought and stuff like that. A lot of people would be like
Yeah.
outside, be like, "That's bizarre." So you fought him or her, and now you're training together. Like, talk to us after the
Hmm.
fight. When you fight someone, what kind of a respect or what way do you view them? Because a lot of people can become close and quite friendly after. What's your outlook on an opponent once the bell is rang and either yourself has won or they've won, and what's it like kind of dealing with them after? Like, is it just a respect and do you get friendship from that or
I think it just depends. Obviously, say with the girls that I fought now at professional, they're not people that I'd regularly see. They're obviously from different countries, and I would treat everyone the same before a fight as I would after a fight. I have like the as much respect for an opponent before and afterwards. Um, I don't like carry any kind of like negativity towards somebody or need to get into like a mindset where I need to think about them negatively or anything like that. So yeah, everything just like stays the same. Obviously in Ireland it's different because we're so small and the amateur scene is smaller as well. So like any of the girls that I would fight, I just want to train with them afterwards because it's just a great opportunity. And like that I would have fought Sarah, and now me and Sarah like would see each other in different training things and we get on really well and stuff as well. So it's great. And then like I know I fought Fia before, and then when I was up at Kerry Ann's women's camp, then I was able to text Fia and then go down to MMA Cork and train with her. So yeah, I just I think I've always had positive experiences of fighting people and always had positive experiences afterwards as well. So yeah.
yeah, because a lot of there was someone I believe it was from your gym. I won't say in case I'm wrong, but they were saying like they can't be nice to them before the fight because it just is when they were nice they thought they were giving up something and then they go forward and they were like no tough loads stuff. But I know it's like you were
Oh
just
no, I don't mind that. Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
just you
No,
from
I
start to
wouldn't be able.
finish.
Yeah, I I know the thing that's gonna get me success in the cage is my plan. So the plan has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not I'm like being nice to them or not being nice to them is not in the plan. So all I am is completely focused on what the plan is. So everything else outside of that is just me. And I wouldn't like to act any other way than I would act in a normal kind of like day to day because yeah, it just think it's important to be myself as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, I think authenticity is what kind of like endears yourself and other people like that to people because they see maybe some of themselves like oh, I'm like that, I'm nice, I'm humble all the time. Whereas I know a lot of men will put on shows and they've got their different reasons for it. But I think being yourself is the best thing you can do because
Mm.
you're showing people who you are and you've done a brilliant job of it throughout your amateur career and so far into your pro career. I can't wait to see this next fight. I'm going to let you go. Is there anything you want to say before you go or anyone you want to shout out? And once again, thank you for joining me today. And I will be watching next week.
Oh, thank you so much. Just a massive thank you to my coach, to Oisin, to my team, to Ryan, my family, friends, just everybody that's given me any support. Every training partner, it's just been like so helpful, and I just can't not wait to get in there now, on Saturday and follow the plan.
That's the most important thing. Oisin will bring this back if you don't follow the plan, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know.
I
Maybe
have the
I've
plan written up. I look at the plan every morning when I wake up, every night before I go to sleep. Like I just, yeah, I'm just totally just locked in, focused. So yeah,
just before I actually let you go, is that something you did before? Or is that something that's
no, It's something that I just started kind of doing. I just have like a like board in my room and I'll write up the important things that I need to remember. So I have like the game plan. I have like, if it's an important like piece of training that I need to remember. And I just look at that in the mornings and I look at it in the evenings and I just completely like just really think about it. Yeah.
I really like that. I've heard of people doing that, and obviously you've done. Maybe I don't know. Did Oisin make you do this one?
No.
Stick to the plan. But
No.
I really like it because it's the first thing you see in the morning, and last thing you see before you go to bed, and then it's
Yeah.
constantly on your mind. So yeah, look, I look forward to you going in. Best of skill next weekend. Looking forward to getting back to winning ways, and I will talk to you very soon. Thank you again for your time.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.